Kitchen Riffin's back. My yoga teacher today told me that she was lamenting that she couldn't have her favorite roasted honey peanut butter from a grocery store. So I figured we'd try to make it. It's just like the walnut butter video from before, but with peanuts instead of walnuts. So we have some unsalted peanuts. Best if you can get the skins off. Most of my skins are off, but a few of these, as you can see, still have the skin on there. I'm just going to leave those in there. Honey, salt, and peanut oil if you have it. I've just got vegetable oil, so we're going to make do. First thing we're going to do is put those peanuts through a strainer. I'm just trying to get rid of all the small, tiny bits so that they don't burn, because we're going to fry them in a pan here shortly. I'm using all I have left, which is a little bit less than a cup, but I would say try to go for 2 or 3 cups if you have it. These peanuts have, I think, already been roasted. I'm just going to roast them a little bit more to give them more color. You can see that there's already some oil on there. Those are fine to go in raw if you want. And even if yours don't have oil or haven't been pre-roasted, you can definitely put them in raw. That oil's hot, so our peanuts are going in. We're going to let those roast for somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. And just give them a good shake every now and then. So it took me closer to 5 than 10. And you can see there's a little bit more color. And some of those natural oils from the peanuts have come out. That's going to be mostly what we're going to use to make this come together. And we may have to add a little bit of vegetable oil. Last thing we're going to do is put those in a paper towel lined bowl and just let them cool for a little bit. Our peanuts have had a little time to cool, so we're going to toss them in. So we're just going to chop it up a few times. Get it started. After about less than a minute, we've got something that's kind of like a crumbly paste. We're going to keep going. And before we add any additional oil, we're just going to add really our only other ingredient besides salt, and that's a little bit of honey. I'm adding about a teaspoon for a cup of peanuts. We'll start with that and see if we need to add more. So I spared you some of the obnoxious grinding, but you can see our consistency is still pretty crumbly, so I'm going to add a little bit of oil just in small doses just to loosen that up a bit, and then we can add more of that as we see fit. Starting to get smoother, and we're going to add a little bit more oil, maybe about another half a teaspoon. And now you're starting to see that mixture really loosen up, which is what we want. As is the Kitchen Riffin promise, really you can do this consistency-wise to your liking. I'm going to show you the consistency just from the side. I can't show you from the top on this food processor, but I'm going to show you from the side what I'm looking for. You're going to see it splatter up against the side when I start to chop it. So that movement I'm seeing on the side, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I think we're there. We just need to taste it for honey and salt. So I just added about a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put a little bit more honey in there. We'll give that one more grind. And that's just to mix everything up. And let me show you the texture. So it's still got some texture to it, but enough to drop off of our spatula. And that's, I think, precisely what I want. So I'm just going to taste that. And I'm going to give that just a tiny pinch more of salt. And lastly, just a tiny bit more oil to loosen it up ever so slightly. Final taste. I like it. So, with peanuts and honey, salt, vegetable oil, we've made our own homemade honey roasted peanut butter.